Hello everyone, I'm Ike and this is Ike Source. From our previous tutorial, we took out time to clean up the system a little bit to make things look prettier. I must say we did a great job. We actually came up with this beautiful look which I just can't stop admiring. That's really great. So in today's tutorial, we are going to make it possible to add new organizations to the system. Alright, I would want to take a minute, take out a moment to explain what we are trying to do once again so that you get the bigger picture in mind. Now, we are trying to create a system which basically is going to make it easy and possible to manage organizations, staff profiling, and manage communication, make things a little bit easier. Also, we are trying to at the end of the day we might end up building up a project which is going to bring up a platform where different organizations can share ideas, can share thoughts, advertise what they do and stuff like that. Well, that's the bigger picture, but for today's video, the goal is to build a system is to build a file or a page through which we can add or create organizations on the system. So once an organization is created, you can go ahead and create staff members on that organization. So if an organization account is created on our system, whoever the admin to that account is can go ahead to add staff members. Then these staff members can now go ahead to edit and update their profile and do every other thing as they wish to. Okay, so we are adding that organization today. So let's get straight into it. First of all, I would want us to create the SQL table for our organizations. So I would head over to the text editor, create a new file right here. In the SQL folder, in our tables, I'm going to save it as organizations. .sql. Cool. And save. Alright, first of all we are going to be naming our table tbl_organizations, and then we are going to have the following fields: a name, an ID, a name of the organization, of course, a logo which is going to basically hold a link address to where the logo sits on our server. Once the user uploads an image, we are going to move it to a folder on the server and then save the address to that folder and the image right here. Okay, category. Now this is the category to which the business or organization which has been created belongs to. For example, education, just like ISOS, it's under education, and it can also be under let's say computer science, since we do basically programming stuff and all these things that has to do with computer science. Alright, things like that. And you can think of more categories like healthcare, technology, industry, stuff like that, blah blah blah, whatever. Alright, moving on. The next field is a description of the organization, what they do, and stuff like that. Location, address, links, that's if they have any other websites or addresses which they would want to share. Now a password, that's for the accounts, so whoever the admin is should have this for login purposes. An email address, access key right here. Finally, the date when this organization was created. We're making the ID our primary key and making email unique key, because we wouldn't want same email with multiple addresses. Once an email is used, that's it for that email. You can't reuse it for another organization. Alright, I'm going to save. Now that we have this table, what we should do is to come over to phpMyAdmin. I'm gonna close this up and open a fresh copy of phpMyAdmin from our server right here. Okay, I'm going to make sure I navigate into the spms database. I don't know why that thing is always difficult for me to call. spms, cool. Then once in the database, I'm gonna import the table which we just created and saved. So click on this button right here, navigate to my C drive, one folder, www, spms. I think I did better with the name, with the pronunciation this time around. Alright, SQL, tables and organizations. So just scroll down a bit and click on go. Successful. Alright, next thing that we'll be doing is to build the add organization page. Since we're done with our database stuff, I'm gonna navigate over to my text editor. I'll create a new file and I'm gonna save this file as the add organization. .php, of course. Okay. Now in this file, nothing is strange. Everything is just like before. It's a little bit similar to this add member page which we created. It's just the same routine. All right. Let me start from the markup down here. Our tags, our head tags and the header stuff. Then in the body tag we have our div of class container, which is our wrapper. Then here we're checking to see that the user is logged in, because we are definitely gonna want our user to be logged in, and not just logged in, to be an administrator in order to be able to access this page. Oh no, that's very wrong. That's very wrong. Add an organization should be accessible by any and everybody, so that if we are having a new user on the system, he easily can come in and create an account for his or her organization. So it should be open and accessible to all, whether logged in or not. So what we're doing here is checking if a user account, if someone is logged in, if someone is logged in, then we are going to echo out the user information who is logged in at the top right corner of the page. Alright, moving on, we have our logo and all of those blah blah stuff, our error and success divs, this subhead right here, and then our form, which follows exactly the same pattern as what we did in the add member video. If you haven't watched that, I'd advise you go back and watch that video. I think it's number 4. It's the 4th tutorial, so you can just take a look at that. Right now, this is basically everything we've done, except for the fact that down below right here we've gone ahead to include jQuery, and then a file we called ajax.js, and then a third file, category suggest.js. These files haven't been built yet. These last two we've not built yet, but we are going to build in subsequent videos, in the next video specifically. Alright, I'm going to save this. Let's quickly take a look at the upper parts where we did the PHP handling. So just like before, we received the post, and then we checked to see that they are not empty, and then we initiated a query to check if the email address supplied by the user is present in our database. If that email address is present, it means that that email address has been used to create an account, so we can't reuse it. If this query returns anything, that's not a good sign, so we can't use that email address. But if the query returns 0, which means nothing was found in our database, then we can go ahead to insert the new organization into the database right here. Good. Once we've inserted into the database, if it inserts successfully, we are going to push out a success message to the user, and then we are also gonna log the organization that have been created in. So whatever or whoever might have been logged into the system, whatever session that might have been created before now, if there are any, they are going to be overwritten with this new information. Since this organization just completed creating its accounts, that account is going to be logged in so that the user can move on to update his or her profile. I'm gonna navigate over to this add organization page. I'm sorry, we haven't created links, or we haven't created a home page or a dashboard or anything like that. We will in time. The reason why I haven't done that is, like I told you guys from the beginning of this video, I think in the introduction video, the first video, I don't know how this thing is gonna turn out. I'm not sure. We're just building, so I don't have any pre-knowledge of how it's gonna turn out. So it makes it impossible for me to see how the index page is gonna look. And since I don't have a basic picture of how the index page is gonna look, I'm deciding to build this other part so that at the end of the day, not at the end of the day really, but maybe at some point in the tutorial I would have a clue of what the index page should look like based on the content which we've added already. So can you guys please just bear with me? I think very soon, maybe in the next 2 videos, I'm gonna build the index page. But for right now, we are just gonna navigate to the page which we've created to see if it's functioning as expected. So I'm gonna go to my browser. I don't have to be logged in, so I'm gonna navigate to, is that it, add organization, right? Organization.php. What is that? Organization. Alright, this is our page. So let's create an organization. So the first organization which I'm gonna create is sets of course. Cool. Categories. Let's say compute. I'm cool with that. Email address xsource@gmail.com. Password. Create organization. Xsource Technologies successfully created. Nice, really nice. Okay. If I try to resend this page, since we now have an email address of xsource@gmail.com, if I try to resend this page, note the error message we get back. An account already exists for this email address, so you can't send in or create an account. You can't create 2 accounts based on one address. You only can create 1 account with 1 email address. And also, you can't submit empty fields, and your email has to be the correct email starting. So all sorts of error checking has been put in place, and I think this is close to perfect. really nice. All right, with this I think we're done with this video. We've come to the end of this video. I'd want to encourage you guys to please subscribe on the channel, invite friends who are interested in what we do, invite friends, share our videos, share the channel with friends and loved ones who are like-minded. Okay, I would also want to encourage you to please go to GitHub and download the source codes, the source files for this project. I want this to be more of a community work. I want this to be more of, I don't want it to be a one-man thing. I really would love to have input from you guys. I'd love that so much. So go to GitHub, download the source files and make your changes, make every relevant change which you think is worth making, or make corrections if I've made mistakes. Then send in your pull request. We are together gonna go through all of the pull requests that come in, and then all those that are worth integrating into the system we are going to commit. Alright, I would love to thank you guys for hanging in there, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.